Little bit about living the ultimate life. Sometimes we talk about that and you hear so much noise online. A day doesn't go by in my Facebook feed that I don't see at least 20 invitations to do something somehow to get better or, better something, enjoy more, have more fun, all the way from things that might be fun to do, like vacations or places to go, to all kinds of offers to help me eliminate the shadow or get rid of fears or, all the things that are perhaps in the way. And I don't know about you, but I get jaded and it becomes a little bit insensitive. I see them and then I don't even see them. And then when I do look at them, I think, I wonder what they're really saying. And sometimes I go on a quest and I'll open it and dig in there and see, well, what are they actually talking about? And here's what I know. What I know is, without exception, each one of those things are offering something that the Creator believes is valuable. I'm not assuming any negative intent on anyone's part. What I also know is we get in the habit, kind of like shopping at the grocery store, of if I go down this aisle and the label's there and I find this bottle of something, it'll do what I need. It'll taste like this, I'll like it, and I'll be not hungry or have a meal or, condiment or some other piece that I enjoy. And then it'll go away and I'll be hungry again and need that. I need more food, need another stimulation, I'll need another dose of something. And I find these courses, books, a lot like that, unless something different happens. And here's the different. I don't know if you remember the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of the best award-winning books of the 20th century. I think it's about 25 years old. Won all kinds of awards, still a standard book, written by Stephen Covey, a master of organizational development and all that kind of stuff. And there was a whole movement launched around it. Classes taught, and Franklin got involved, and it was Franklin Covey timers and planning and important, urgent quadrants and all kinds of things. Everything that was taught in that book is relevant, powerful, and still relevant and powerful, but only if you did the one thing that is required for living your ultimate life. Well, there's 2 parts to it. You have to really identify what the ultimate life is for you. I define the ultimate life as a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy. And on purpose, I use this beautiful background with a peaceful shore and some water out there and some clouds, because this kind of a view brings peace in my heart and soul. I've stood in places just like this, as I'm sure you have, and heard the noise of the water and the power of the ocean and the movement of the earth and the sky and clouds and the beauty that is, and the silent, majestic power of all those things. And as we stand there, sometimes we can feel small, insignificant, and unimportant, or we can understand our unity with that. Non-duality, the idea that we're all one. I saw a video the other day where someone described, a noted cosmologist said that, we are the universe. We are just the universe becoming aware of itself in its various energetic manifestations. Now, I'm not going to do a big, long woo-woo talk about how everything's energy and that we're all manifestations of the universe or whatever. What I am going to talk about is, if you really want to live into that, enjoy it, and have that motivate you, inspire you, comfort you, allow you to serve powerfully with your divine gifts, there's a choice that I have to make and you have to make. And I didn't understand that for many years, decades. And my journey to understanding and implementation of the ultimate life started in 2007 with an abrupt change in my life, in my business, in what I was doing. I ended a 30-year career and marched forward in a completely new direction. That was the beginning of a journey for me to understand a lot of things: forgiveness, love, truth, honesty, the universe, connection, creativity, and so forth. Since that time, my inspiration has led me to write 16 books with 6 more underway, and create a whole bunch of music, some of which are songs about the books that I wrote, stories from Tightrope of Depression and the recovery process down from the gallows. But that's my journey. What's yours? So the question for you right now is there on the screen. Are you living your ultimate life? Do you even know what that is? Do you have a vague idea that says, well, if I had $1 billion and no demands on my time and I was in perfect health, that would be the ultimate life? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. The lack of constraints on your time, the lack of constraints on money, and the lack of constraints on your health would allow you some freedom to create something, but the time, money, and health would not create your ultimate life. The ultimate life joy that really comes in your heart from who you're being and how you're living your life comes from inside. And it is actually not dependent on the $1 billion or any amount of money. It's not dependent on having good health or any amount of health. And it's not dependent on having no demands on your time. We dream that because we think, well, if I didn't have all this stuff I have to do, and we have this negative idea that because I have constraints on my time, on my money, or my health, that somehow I'm precluded from having the ultimate life. That's just not true. And I can't say that loud enough. You can have your ultimate life. Here's how I think of ultimate life. A life of purpose, where every day is driven by a purpose that excites and inspires me. A life of prosperity, where I have an abundance of everything that I need. And a life of joy. Purpose, prosperity, and joy. And I finally discovered, after decades of stumbling around and doing dumb things, in the last 14 years since I completely changed direction, that ultimate life's available today, here, now, no matter what you do, no matter what constraints you have on your time, no matter what constraints you have on your money, and no matter what constraints you have on your health. Yes, that means if you're sick in bed right now, you can still live your ultimate life. If you are struggling to make ends meet, you can still have purpose, prosperity, and joy. And if you don't have other ideal situations, constraints on your time, money, or health are there and they're real for you, you can still have a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy. And here's how come. Purpose, prosperity, and joy can't be purchased. So money doesn't solve the problem. Purpose, prosperity, and joy is not created by having good health, although having good health is a good condition. And purpose, prosperity, and joy isn't created by having no requirements or constraints on your time. I'll give you a personal example. I'm busier now, and by busy, I mean things to do, than I've ever been in my life. And I don't even feel it. From the minute I get up till the minute I go to bed, I'm busy doing things that are consistent with that purpose that I have. So I love them. I don't feel... Sometimes I get tired because I've done a lot of stuff and so I'm worn out, but I don't feel anything except purpose, prosperity, and joy. So the challenge for you here is to stop looking at externalities. I was just on a call with a lady that I met on Lunch Club, which is kind of a fun thing. And she said, social media is the devil. And this was not a religious conversation. She meant in the context of creating the feeling that we have to continually compare ourselves to others or to some arbitrary standard that doesn't mean anything anyway. And then we compare poorly and all the rest that happens. So here's my invitation to you right now. Write down on a paper or in a book what you want for the ultimate life. Now, not a bunch of cash, no time, and good health, because those don't create it. They are conditions that would allow you to create it, but you can create it without those things. Okay, and you see that because there's lots of people that have a lot of money and are miserable, that have great health and are a disaster in how they act and treat other people. And there's lots of people that have way too much time, and with that time, they don't add good to the world, they do other things. So those are not requirements. They might be fun to have. When I had a lot of money, yeah, I was able to buy a lot of things, and it didn't create happiness. So I invite you to consider what I've discovered and see how it might apply to you. I have discovered I'm happiest when I'm serving, when I'm helping someone accomplish their goals, when I'm being a catalyst. I'm a coach, I'm a catalyst. I love doing it, so I do it for business. But it makes me happy to see, to assist, to lift, to bless, to love, to serve. I get happy. I can't help it. So I'm happiest when I discover, develop, and serve with the divine gifts that I've been given. I'm not special. You have them too. I have some gifts. I'm digging hard every day to discover what they are and to develop them and then use them to serve. That's it. The sign on my wall, how I run my business, is I never look for clients. I look for people to love, opportunities to serve, and problems to solve. So I invite you to dump the external validation need, dump the idea that somebody outside has to tell you you're okay, and realize that your divine gifts were given for you to live a full and rich life of service. Your divine gifts, plus the experience you've had so far in life, including the times when you've been smashed, have created a perfectly unique person. Your unique skill and empathy and understanding and viewpoint is valuable, it is needed, and it can be of great service to some group of people. And that's my choice and yours, whether or not we care about that, and whether or not we go find the folks that we can serve the best and then get after it. And I have discovered that by getting after it every day, I'm determined to discover, develop, and serve with my divine gifts. I'm happy. I have boatloads of prosperity, and I feel a deep and abiding sense of purpose. My argument is you can find it in no other way, not to that level. And I would ask you to think about that. The people I work with in my coaching practice are those who have said, slam your fist on the table. I'm done settling for mediocrity. I'm done ignoring that yearning in my heart that says I need to be doing something. I know I'm meant for more. I know it. I know it. I know it. Those people, when you're ready, if you're one of those that says, I'm ready. I'm ready to listen to that yearning. Then we should talk, because I have become, through work and diligent practice, the ultimate catalyst for personal transformation. That doesn't mean you wave a wand and things happen. That means an ability and structure to help those who are committed to growth, who are committed to purpose, prosperity, and joy, to help them overcome the negative notions, the old self-talk, the old stories, the projecting the past into the future, all the things that we do that stop us, delay us, and keep us from reaching what we could reach. I'd love to have a conversation with you about your desire to add good to the world and choices you are and can be making to be the very best, the top level, the gold medal you. Because that is available here now. And being that brings purpose, prosperity, and joy, otherwise known as your ultimate life.